Hey, everybody out there in cyber world, you got Madman Joe right here and Lucky Leo, and yet another episode of the Drunken Cockatoo, you know?
Yes, sir.
I thought by now that we would be already stars and we'd be driving Lamborghinis and dating 19-year-old girls and, you know, pretty much burning every bridge that we cross and all that, but we're still trying to earn our bones, so, you know, let's go ahead and do a show about San Francisco today. What do you think?
Beautiful place. I love it. Let's go.
San Francisco is a beautiful place. It's not so beautiful right now with the problems they're having. I hear that all the restaurants are leaving and all that because people are camping on the street. Anyway, San Francisco, I've had a bunch of great memories. Been there quite 3 or 4 times. How about you, Leo? You've ever been before?
I have been once, just as a tourist. Just really saw all the tourist sites, you know, the Lombardi Road and...
That's that winding road.
That's that winding road that's like on an incline.
Yeah, and you can't do it on a skateboard because it's done with bricks. Cause you know what I mean? So you can never do it.
Even when I was in the car, I had my foot on the brake the whole time because it's a pretty windy road.
I think that personally, that's where they should do, especially the new generation, that's where they should have to take their driver's license test, you know what I mean? And if you can make it to the bottom without, you know, crashing the car, then they should give you a driver's license. Otherwise, you shouldn't get a driver's license. But okay, Lombardi Road, what else?
Lombardi Road, you know, had some great seafood over there on Fisherman's Wharf.
Dungeness crabs, baby.
Beautiful. It was actually a little colder than I would have thought that it was going to be, but
water's always freezing. Yeah.
Over by the water, yeah. The Pacific's really cold. Just you know, taking in the sights, enjoying California.
Yeah, I went to. I remember that I went when I was a child. I remember I went to Fisherman's Wharf, and you know they have that famous place where they got the Dungeness crabs.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Real native there, and they always put them on their back with their legs up in the air so they can't move. And then then they have a pot of oil and a pot of water, and like you say, you want it boiled or fried, and then they slide the crab in. And I think I was like 12 years old, and I've always been an animal lover, and I made a scene there because I was crying to my mom and dad that they were going to put the crabs in the hot water, and so they had to drag me out of there. My dad laughed at me for years and years about that. But then when I rode the motorcycle around the perimeter of the country and also into Canada and Mexico and all that, I spent some time in San Francisco, and I went out to the same place where, you know, the crabs were there. The same. They weren't the same.
Right there on the pier.
Yeah, it was a 45-year difference. But I went there, and this time I went and I actually enjoyed the Dungeness crab. You know, and I got one fried and I got one boiled, and you know, it's amazing because you're sitting there. And there's a whole colony of sea lions that when the last time I was there, you could see them swimming in the water. But now I understand that they started taking over the marinas, and they became such a tourist attraction that they forced the boats down to a marina down there, down the bay a little bit, and now all the sea lions actually live on the docks. So there's like, you know, thousands of people every day that come and see the sea lions and all that, and you know, and so I'm sitting there and I'm Fisherman's Wharf. I got this giant Dungeness crab in front of me, and I'm looking over here, and there's, you know, literally about 1,400 sea lions on the dock. So true story.
Out there sunbathing.
And I'm eating my crab, and I'm a swimmer, right? I swim every day, and I broke a world record distance swim, so I'm real familiar with swimming. And I'm eating a crab, and I'm looking out in the bay, and there's 2 markers there, and there's these insane people that are swimming around the buoys. It's like a quarter-mile buoy, and these guys they're exercising there, and I'm thinking. I'm looking at this right now. San Francisco, Pacific Ocean, cold water, famous for great white sharks. What do great white sharks eat? Sea lions. There's 1,400 sea lions, and I'm thinking, what in the hell are they doing swimming there? So I remember that one of the guys, like the dock master, he was over there eating crabs, and I went over and I sat down and I said, what are they doing swimming out there? And he goes, Joe, he didn't say Joe until I introduced myself, but when I did, he said, Joe, he goes, it's insane. He said, 10 days ago, and I checked it, it was in the paper and everything. He goes, a man that was swimming around the buoys out there was decapitated by a white shark. He said the very next day they were swimming in there again. Let me tell you something. I go out here in the Atlantic Ocean and over here in Florida. I go off. I take my jet ski out. I'm 6 miles off. I fall off of the thing when I jump a wave. I take my time swimming back. If I was over in San Francisco, I wouldn't even get off my jet ski. You got to be in. It's insane over there, you know.
And that water's ice cold out there.
You know, and that's why the people over at Alcatraz. That's why that prison. You know, they said you could never get away from there because the water was too cold and the current was too strong. You've been in Alcatraz.
So
right?
I took that tour of Alcatraz, and they tell you about it, and they did talk about people that there was, I think, one or two
that they were not sure if they ever actually got away or not.
They got away, but they told that story and they took you through like these barracks and there was like a basement and I mean just so many levels of Alcatraz. It was that whole island was encompassed by that.
Yeah.
By that jail or prison, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, interesting stuff, historical stuff. Now it's just there for tours.
Yeah, you imagine trying to escape from that place and jumping in that water at
nighttime.
My
goodness! And there's just rocks. It's not like a beach or anything. There's rocks and ice cold water.
And these white sharks that get to be 5,000, 6,000 pounds are like dinosaurs, and you got to swim through like a dinosaur myriad to get out of there. But when I went the second time, I was riding the motorcycle around the perimeter of the United States. And I had a publicity company that worked for me because I was a factory rider for Aprilia. So they were always telling the powers that be of whatever city that I was coming through, so that I would get publicity in the newspapers and all that. And I was coming in, and I got there. I got on my bike, my phone's ringing, and I pick it up, and it's the chief of police of San Francisco. And he asked me. He says, "We know you're handicapped. You're doing a thing for a charity." And he says, "We want you to lead the ride for our annual Toys for Tots once a year thing, Okay. And it goes down Pacific Coast Highway and back around like 100 mile. And he wanted me to lead it. So
nice.
I also he put me in the Fairmont Hotel. They got me a room. The city of San Francisco paid for it. And I got to stay in the Fairmont Hotel, and they said I was in the same room that Tom Cruise has when he gets here. It was unbelievable.
Wow, Joe!
Unbelievable. And so anyway, I rode the motorcycle, and I led all these people. It was like a 2.5-hour ride. It was grueling, and they were like always right on my ass. And I was on the 500cc scooter, and these guys are all like behind me with super bikes and these big loud Harleys, and it was a little intimidating. And I had to go faster, and I went around around the beautiful mountains with the water on the side and all that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out there.
So the ride got done, and then they had a party at Treasure Island. Now, the famous Golden Gate Bridge that's painted red goes to the island on one side. On the other side, they have a bridge that's not so famous. It's called Treasure Island Bridge, which actually goes out to the fabled Treasure Island. And they had a party out there and a cookout to celebrate for it and everything. And I bought a $1 raffle ticket, and I won a free night. My other free hotel run was over, and I was going to have to leave.
Right.
So I won a free night at the San Remo Historical Hotel overlooking the wharf.
Okay.
And then, of course, when they were doing the MC was doing the raffles and all that, he said, "By the way, we got Joe Nolfo here. He's handicapped. He's riding around, blah, 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 for a charity." And so I was there, and I was starting to drink a couple beers because I knew I didn't have to ride out that, later that day.
Uh-huh.
And this woman comes up to me just dressed in like, Harley Davidson, like just wild,
right.
like a pirate. And she was the president of a bike gang out there called the Devil Dolls, all girls. And they said, "Joe, we want you to party with us in San Francisco. We're going to take you out to eat, buy your drinks." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's cool, And anyway, it was a scary bunch of looking girls. And I don't mean they were ugly or nothing, but I mean they had like the chains and the patches.
Yeah.
So I didn't like hit on any of them or anything because I was afraid that they might have strung me up or something or sacrificed me to some god, But anyway, they took me to a restaurant called the Stinking Rose, which is another name, slang for garlic. And it was an Italian restaurant where the garlic was so strong and everything that you ate. It was, I loved it. Most people, if you don't like garlic, you would have choked. But I mean, I actually just loved it. And I had a really good time with them, and we partied till like 2 in the morning. Then I went to the San Remo Hotel, and then the next day I went to a place called Zeitgeist for breakfast. And it's a big, giant bar that's, you feel like you're back in the 60s in San Francisco.
Zeitgeist?
And there was hippies. It was open in the back, and it had like a field in the back. And these hippies were cooking, and, we had a couple beers. And I never will forget, there was a woman that came, and she was carrying a big cooler, and she was yelling, "Tamales! Tamales!" And when you bought a tamale, she donated the money to the SPCA, the dogs and cats.
Yeah.
And it was ironic because in Key West, they have the cookie lady that did the same thing in Key West. Of course, these are both 35 years ago. It's probably gone now. But, man, that was a really great thing. But one of the other things that's really cool is I got to meet Frederick von Finkelstein when I was at the Zeitgeist, because it's kind of like eclectic people, they're always there, and he was kind of like off the wall. And, he's been one of my heroes forever because, He's handicapped. He's missing a leg. I'm missing a leg. And he started that world famous company called Dishireable, which hires the disabled people into jobs. And, you know, just to honor him, I've got a film here that I want, a commercial, an infomercial. You know, it's only like 6 minutes long. I want the people to see it. And when they get done seeing that, we're going to come back and we're going to cook.
Oh, yeah.
For San Francisco, to honor San Francisco, we're going to cook some Pacific wild-caught salmon.
Excellent.
And to accent that salmon, we're going to have rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. And I got to tell you, that stuff is good. I haven't eaten in a long time, man. That is really good. And then, of course, the drink that we're going to showcase a little bit later with Anne Louise, or if she shows up. You know, she's on that plane in Bermuda too.
You know, that can take you for a ride.
Yeah. You recently got back from that
I recently got back, you know.
So the drink that we're going to do is the gin martini, which they say it was invented in San Francisco.
Wow, all right.
So everybody enjoy this film about Dishireable and Frederick von Finkelstein, my personal hero. And when we get back, we're going to do some cooking, we're going to do some cocktailing, and who knows what else is going to happen here at the Drunken Cockatoo. Hang out, we'll be right back. Greetings and salutations, my fellow Americans and friends from around the world. As you may know from many of television appearances in the past, I am Frederick von Finkelstein of Dishireable Employment Company. You may have first seen me the first time when you watched the commercials for the Mexican beer with the most interesting man in the world. No, I was not the most interesting man in the world. I was the man that was always sitting behind him. I'm his drinking partner. That and many other great accomplishments in my life. As you can see, I'm handicapped. I one day lost my leg in a terrible and unfortunate Nerf football accident. I went around, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I applied for job after job after job, paper hanger, you name it. Nobody would hire me. So I came up with an idea. I was going to start an employment agency so people could hire the disabled. And I came up with the Dishireable Employment Agency. Today, we employ people around the world. It's good for you because you can help your fellow man. And also, you get a $10,000 a year tax break for hiring the disabled. I'm not going to be the one to tell you that Dishireable came without its problems in the beginning. We now admit that we put some of the wrong people in the wrong jobs, people that had certain disabilities that perhaps should have forbade them from the jobs that we put them in. We're going to show you a few examples of those cases, and we guarantee you, you have my personal guarantee, that this will never happen again. We're a much more efficient company. Case number 1, John Smith. He was with us for a while. He had the sleeping sickness. And mind you, we don't call diseases or disabilities by their name because we don't want to honor them. John Smith came to us with a sleeping disorder.
My baby in the treetop, rock-a-bye baby, when the wind blows the cradle will rock, rock-a-bye baby in the treetop, when the wind blows the cradle will rock, rock-a-bye baby, rock-a-bye baby in the treetop.
As you can see, he didn't work out as a babysitter, but we have placed him in a much better place now and he has found great success. Another problem that we had, I hate to say problem because we fixed it, was a Felicia Jones. She wanted to be a coffee barista, but she had the shaking disease. I will not mention the disease that it is because I will not honor it. We went ahead and we made her the coffee barista as she wished. There I was, driving through Wisconsin. I've been driving for like 48 hours. I don't care what the damn people say how long I can drive. They got that little book you gotta fill out. I don't give a shit. You know why? I've been driving for 48 hours. I've been taking them little bennies, if you know what I mean. But here I am. The coffee's not really affecting me. I just need more coffee. That's all I need, more coffee. Where's the coffee lady? Coffee barista, come here. I need some coffee, please. Some more coffee, sir? So you're the one they sent over to give me some more cafe. Oh, you are a fine-ass frog here. She got an ass on you like a 10-year-old boy. Hey, sure is nice to have you for your cup, sweetheart. Hard work. As you can see, she clearly was not cut out to be a coffee barista, but we have placed her, like I said, in the right job. And then in the final lawsuit film that we have, because we want total transparency, we don't want to hide anything, here is Bruce Caldwell, who came to us. He had a dream of being a clown. He wanted to be not a clown of the circus or a clown of the big top. He wanted to be a clown for children's birthday parties and such. He had that uncontrollable outburst problem, I won't call it by name. But here's the film to watch and see what happened. Our mistake, we apologize, and we placed him. Here's the film.
Hi, everybody. I'm Schizo the Clown. Let's everybody get together. Come on, all you kids. Jerk off! Oops, sorry about that, but let's get together. How would you like to play pin the tail on the donkey? Bastards! Yay! All right! Hey, no. We're going to have a lot of fun today. It's a great day and lots of fun things to do. Rotten losers! We're going to have some fun today. Let's go have some fun! Sorry.
You see how that didn't work out and how I made the mistake. I take all responsibility, total transparency. If you have a disability, come to Desirable. Ask for me personally. I'll sit down. I will place you in the right job this time. No more mistakes. Please, Desirable, because life is not perfect. All right, everybody, we're back, man. I told you about Frederick von Finkelstein. Isn't that guy great? The great work that he does.
Fantastic.
The honesty,
Really.
helping all those people. I mean,
Helping
that guy,
all those people, getting employment, correct employment.
he
fantastic.
messed up a few times in the beginning, but he went good. But anyway, we're back in the cooking segment here, and as you already know, today is about San Francisco. So what I've got right here, Lucky Leo, is I got a nice big piece of Pacific salmon. Pacific salmon with the skin on, which is the way you should cook it all the time. Like the Japanese people, they like to eat the skin and all that. I don't. My cats like it. I don't like it. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do Pacific salmon for the San Francisco show. And I got rice-a-roni, which is a staple in San Francisco. You remember when you were a kid? Remember the cable car? The commercial would come on and go, rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
Rice-a-roni, everybody's got to be. Started out where cable cars play this song. Now tried it home before very long. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
Anyway, so what we're going to do right here now is I got a little bit of olive oil rolling here and it's kind of hot. Now what you want to do when you cook some salmon is if you don't want the skin on it, you want to cook it face down with the skin, because then when you flip it, the skin will peel right off like an old sheet of paper. So let me put this in here. It's going to be a little hot here for a sec. You got to keep moving it for a second. Let that oil so it don't stick, okay? Make sure you get that oil under it. Okay. Now, this ain't going to be long. Because let me tell you something about salmon, Lucky Leo. Salmon, when you eat the fish, is like a steak.
Oh yeah.
You like it? I like salmon rare. Just a little bit blanched on the edges. I like the middle, raw. The more you cook it, the less flavor, just like a steak. And I know that I like my steaks really rare, and I know you don't.
I do not.
Yeah, so and you were really the warrior that day when you ate that rare steak, because you didn't want to say anything that you didn't like it. But anyway, so So here we're going. It's not going to take long, but now everything's cooking here. It's going to be a short one because, like I said, I'm going to cook it rare. Leo, Lucky Leo, you guys are probably wondering, you guys know me from all the things that I've done around the world. Leo, you've probably seen maybe if you watch the old Joe Nofo show, he worked with me, but he comes from a long line of film work. Actually, he did like television commercials in the past and all that. Yep. And while we're waiting for this to cook, we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you one of his vintage commercials that he did a few years back, and it was for the gym industry.
Correct.
It's a commercial about building your arms up quick. If you don't want to build, if you want to get big arms fast, it was called 2-Minute Arms. It's an old classic. You ready to watch it, Leo?
Let's
Look
go.
right there. We're going to watch it. Here we go. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody out there! Scam Talkington back here with you again. And I'm here with my latest and greatest invention. I think that this one might be the greatest one of all times. Do you belong to a gym? LA Fitness, Gold's Gym. Do you belong to any of them? How much do you pay a month? $30, $40, $50, $60 a month? Well, Scam Talkington's got the answer for you. If you're out there, guys, what do you want? You want the big arms because you know that's what the girls want. You go and you lift for years, months, years. Some people live for years and they'll never change. They still got skinny little arms like Poindexter. Scam Talkington's 2-Minute Arms. These things have to be used outside. They're so powerful. They haven't been approved by the FDA yet, but they're going to be. Here we are out in the proving grounds at Scam Talkington's gym. We're out here with Poindexter, as usual, and he's going to demonstrate Scam Talkington's 2-Minute Arm barbells, the battery-powered electrified dumbbells. No longer do you need to go to a gym. He's going to prove it. Poindexter, grab the dumbbell. Give it a shot. How does it feel, Poindexter?
Well, hey, Scam, it doesn't seem that heavy. I think it'd take me a long time to get big arms here.
Well, here's the catch, Poindexter. Simply look at the handle underneath your palm. Now I want you to go ahead and switch that switch on and try it again.
All right. I got it, Scam. I think it's getting a little bit warmer.
How's it feeling now, Poindexter?
Oh, Scam, what's going on?
As soon as he hit the button, it started warming up, and then waha! It went crazy! You saw him! He's on the back deck right now getting a little oxygen from the paramedics. I think he overdid it. I said, don't overdo it, Poindexter, in the beginning, but he overdid it, because that's the way Poindexter is. Anyway, I've had this thing checked out. I'm not worried about a lawsuit from Poindexter because I had the world's leading scientist I'm working out at gyms, and she said it really worked.
It works. Look at that, Scam. Amazing. It really works.
He overdid it. I told him not to. He turned the power all the way up. You shouldn't do that as a beginner, Poindexter. Sorry about that. But you saw it work and you see the size of his arm. You need to make this a reality for you too. 29 payments of $19.99. That's all. No more gym memberships for the rest of your life. 2 minutes will change your life. Get it!
All right, Lucky Leo. That was a hell of a commercial. I noticed the one arm was really big. Did that really work only on that one side, though?
It worked. It just had a short time limit, right? It wasn't building muscle mass correctly.
So it didn't stay with you very long.
It fused pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get back to our Pacific salmon here, which should be done on this side. Let me show you all something here at home.
Yeah.
Okay? Now it's going to stick a little bit because that skin is kind of sticky. So what you want to do now is flip it. Now watch this. Here's the beauty. And make sure it don't stick. Try not to get the stick. Salmon's very sticky. Now watch this. Let me show you all something here. Oh yeah, babe. Watch this. See, if you don't want that skin, like I don't want that skin, let me tell you what, my cats, it's going to be like the UFC, the feline UFC when I put this stuff down, because my cats will kill each other for this stuff. But when you get it at home, all the housewives and the cooks like me that aren't that good, you know, the amateurs, don't try to peel it with a knife when it's not cooked. Because you're going to end up losing half of the fish. See that?
There it is.
See how that came right off? Look at that. Came right off. That's all the skin. Now, we're going to put this right in the middle. And once again, you got to salmon likes to stick unless you got like one of them super high dollars skillets, you know, that nothing will stick to. I personally don't. But anyway.
That smells good there, Joe.
Yeah, so we'll give this to the cats in a little while. It's just gonna go for like a couple more minutes, Leo. That's all it needs is a couple more minutes because, like I said, salmon is good blanched. You don't want to cook it well done. If you cook it well done, you might as well, in my opinion, you might as well get a can of cat food and open it up and get a spoon. Just like a good steak, you know, the more you cook it, you get a steak, it's got to be red. If you get a steak and you like it well done, there's something wrong with you, go see a psychiatrist or something, I don't
Definitely.
know.
I'll make an appointment soon.
Yeah, do that, will you, please?
I will.
Okay, and I believe that's just about it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a classic serve here. Here it goes, I'm gonna cut that off. Oh yeah. So what we're gonna do right here, right now, is I'm gonna show you a San Francisco classic. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. What we got right here. Here you go, you got some Pacific salmon. And get some of this classic old rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Oh yeah, babe. I got the natural rice with garlic herb. And boy, let me tell you what. How would you...
That looks like a hearty meal there, Joe.
How would you like to be eating that right now, sir?
Mm-hmm.
How would you like that? Another thing that you can do with salmon that is really good is if you got a little dill, you can put a little dill on top of it. That's really good too.
Maybe do some lemon. Do you ever do some lemon?
Yeah, lemon. Lemon not so much, but I learned from a Greek girl that I once dated. She put dill on it, and it was really super good. And there you have it. There is the San Francisco dish with rice-a-roni and Pacific salmon. How do you like that?
Spectacular.
All right, so we're going to cut away now too, and our famous Anne Louise is going to make a San Francisco drink that was actually invented in San Francisco.
Excellent.
And then she's going to close the show off, so thanks for being here for another great show.
Always a pleasure, Joe.
We'll see you again. We're going to do another one. We haven't decided where the show is going to land in the world, but I'm sure wherever it does, it's going to be tropical, and Jimmy Buffett would agree.
Oh, yeah.
So let's do it. All right, everybody. Enjoy that food. Enjoy the cocktail, and we'll see you next week. Adios.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Hi, this is Anne Louise with the Drunken Cockatoo.
Oh my God, this looks delicious.
Hi again. This is what we're going to do today. We are going to make a gin martini. And on a notation, that drink was actually invented in San Francisco back in the 1920s, believe it or not. So what we have the gin, we have the vermouth, and of course the olives, ice, and we are going to start with a shot, actually 2 shots of the gin. Voila, here we go. We can put the gin into it. Alrighty, that's one. This is actually one of my favorite drinks, guys. If you didn't know it, this is so good. We're going to do 1 shot of vermouth. Oops, I'm spilling all over the place, but that's okay. No big deal. As they say, no big deal. Alrighty, so now we're going to add a little ice to this mixture. A few cubes. And I'm hoping that these won't fly off to the moon. Okay, that is 1, that is 2, and that is 3. And I think that'll be good. There it is. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pour this into our beautiful little martini glass. Voila. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Can't wait to try this sucker. And, of course, last but not least, the olives. This is pimento olives. You can use blue cheese olives. You can use any kind of olive that you prefer. Drop those suckers in there. And also, if you want to make the martini a little dirtier, which, why not, huh? You pour a little olive juice in there. Voila! And that's what they call a dirty martini. Oh, guys, with a dirty martini, you have to have a fine cigar to go with it. Oh, this is my favorite. Then you sit down and you relax and you have your cigar. How beautiful isn't life? Well, that's it for this show, and we'll be back next episode. I hope you come and join us. Cheers, guys.